got your gauntlet?
Yep.
So do I. Let's fix the universe.
Heck yeah.
Let's do this. Hey everybody, welcome to a movie review. I am Scotty V and I'm here with...
X Plays. You can go check out my channel. It's here.
So basically, we just got back from watching the Avengers. This is my second time watching it. I already saw it Thursday night, but this is the first time he saw it.
It's really good. I don't have a lot of complaints, but I do have like a lot of, what would you call it? Like
Questions,
I guess you could ask.
Sure. Okay, so I already saw it Thursday night, so I saw it before him, and I took him today, so we just got back. This is gonna be a full-on spoiler talk.
Spoiler.
So if you haven't watched the movie,
go watch it.
Pause this video, save this video for later, and then come back and watch it, because we're gonna spoil the hell out of this movie. We're gonna go into details and what happened and what's gonna happen or might happen, whatever. We're gonna talk about everything, right?
This is the long-awaited end to a 10-year trilogy that everyone's been waiting for.
Yes.
Except I'm 12, so I can't exactly say I've been waiting 10 years. But
I've been there since the beginning.
Yes.
You haven't.
I have not. I maybe not even maybe the first Captain America I watched, and then
yeah. So like I said, spoiler. This is your final warning. Okay. So let's talk about the opening credits.
The opening credits.
Or the opening scene.
Hawkeye's with his family teaching his daughter how to shoot a bow, and then he goes to get food or whatever. I forgot what he went, and then they all got annihilated.
Yeah, so basically, Hawkeye was teaching his daughter how to use a bow and arrow, and they were gonna eat hot dogs.
They were gonna eat hot dogs with mustard mayonnaise for some reason.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, the family disappeared.
Poof.
And then we go to outer space, where we see Nebula
and
Iron Man playing a game, right?
I think it was called finger football or whatever.
Finger soccer or something like that.
Finger football.
So those two worked really well together. Obviously they were trying to find a way home, but obviously they couldn't. And then we get that part where we get on trailers where Stark was talking into his Iron Man mask, leaving a message for Pepper. But then if you kind of notice, he kind of passes out.
Yeah.
It looks like he's dead, but the CGI on Stark was really good because they made him really skinny and bony. So they did really great on that. And
Day 23. I don't even know how they had enough rations to survive 3 weeks.
I don't know, but he survived. And then the big one, the big person shows up.
Wait, I'm gonna complain. Captain Marvel got no screen time. Literally 10 minutes.
Well, this was basically the original Avengers, the original 6.
Yeah, but she's in the posters, she's all hyped up in it, and then she only gets 15 minutes of screen time.
It's all good. But when she did show up, she was pretty badass.
Yeah. I thought she was going to do a lot more.
So basically what happens is Stark gets saved by Captain Marvel, which a lot of people speculated.
Yeah, I was one of the people.
I was either going to be rescued for some whatever reason or Captain Marvel. So it ended up being Captain Marvel.
Rescue was at the end of the movie, but we're going to talk about that later.
Yes. So then Captain Marvel brings Stark and Nebula back to Earth. They're all reunited for the first time since Civil War. Because Stark and Stevens haven't seen each other since Civil War.
Yeah.
So that's their first meeting. And they're into the Avengers compound. They're talking amongst themselves. And where is Thanos? Nobody knows where Thanos is.
Except for Nebula.
Nebula knows where Thanos is. He's at the garden.
And then they go over to the garden.
But before they go, they get a energy surge that Thanos used the stones. Yeah. Right?
Thanos used the stones. So then they have some hope that they use that.
He used the stones again. That's so basically they know where he is.
Yep. So they go over, try to find the gauntlet. They literally cut off his hand, and then Thanos tells them that he destroyed the stones with the stones and almost killed him. Yada yada yada. He gets his head cut off.
Well, first he gets his arm cut off.
Then he gets his arm. He gets his arm cut off. Then he gets his head cut off.
Yep. And then that's the sound of his arm getting cut off. So he gets his arm cut off by Thor, obviously.
Thor.
And
then he gets really pissed, and then he cuts his head
yeah,
off.
because Thanos explains why he destroyed the stones, because they're just there for temptation. So then Thanos just basically laughs in their face. Like
temptation is like temptation to use it
to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
So he destroyed it. He used the stones to destroy it, and it nearly killed him.
Yeah.
And then Thor, like you said,
aimed for the head.
And the joke was.
And the joke in Infinity War is that his greatest weakness was not aiming for the head.
Exactly.
So now he aimed for the head, and he even said that he aimed for the head, which is really like normal because you're supposed to aim for the head. And he said.
So basically, Thor went for the head and killed him.
Yep.
Thanos is done, and it was all 13 minutes into the movie. Thanos was killed pretty fast, and Thanos didn't even go up. Like he didn't put a fight because
he couldn't because he was caught off guard. He was held up by. I don't even think he would put up a fight if he had the chance to.
Yeah, I don't think he would have. And then the Avengers knew they were screwed.
They knew they were screwed
because they had the stones were gone. They didn't know how to do it.
They did some Back to the Future type stuff.
Yep, and Ant-Man came back. Because of a rat.
Yeah, pretty much. His savior was a rat. I don't know how he pressed.
The rat basically went on top of the computer button thingy, and then he came out of the quantum realm.
He pressed on, and then somehow pressed to get Ant-Man out.
So Ant-Man, exactly. Let me explain, then you elaborate. Ant-Man came out of the quantum realm, but it's been 5 years, so he doesn't know what's going on. What are you doing?
I don't know. I don't.
Come on, get in the frame. And then, basically, Ant-Man finds his daughter because his
daughter's like 15 now.
His daughter's name wasn't on the wall of the Vanished.
No.
And then Iron Man goes to the Avengers compound.
What was it called? Like the official name for it?
Decimation.
Yeah, Decimation.
So Ant-Man goes to the compound, the Avengers compound, and he's like, we can find a way. We can go back in time and get the stones, yada, yada, yada. And then this is the big part. They go back into different events, like how we speculated.
It's like Back to the Future type stuff. I didn't think a time machine, but I knew it had to do something with the quantum realm, which it did. I am right.
Yes, so basically, on this channel, we speculated for over a year since Infinity War came out that they're going to go into different events where the Infinity Stones are.
They're going to do some Back to the Future types
shenanigans, whatever they call it.
Shenanigans.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sick, so I can't really speak. So basically, they went to different times in their history to retrieve the stone. So they went to the Battle of New York.
They went to the Battle of New York, got 3. Well, they got 2, and then they had to go to 1985. 1975.
70. They went to 1970.
World War II,
And World War II was 1945.
Yeah.
So they went back in 1970. Stark went to go get the Tesseract. He met his father, had some one-on-one time with his father.
And then Captain America found what's her face?
Peggy Carter. But he didn't interact with her.
He didn't interact because he couldn't. Because if he did, he would have been captured, and then mission failed.
So they got the 3 stones. Now we're gonna go to Nebula and War Machine. They go to Morak to get the Power Stone.
But then they're interrupted by Nebula. Oh.
Yep. So Thanos eventually finds out that his plan does work, and he wants to fulfill that plan. But this is 2014 Thanos.
Yeah, this is 2014.
So they went back to 2014.
The blue grape.
Yep. So then they retrieve the Power Stone. Black Widow and Hawkeye go to Vormir to get the Soul Stone.
This is the part that triggered me the most. Why did Hawkeye survive, the person with the bow and basically no training, yet the Arctic assassin literally trained to kill?
You know why they did this, right?
Yes, because the movie was coming out and they needed an excuse.
No, because Hawkeye has a family. He has a wife and 3 kids. Black Widow doesn't have a family. Her only family is the Avengers.
Which kind of sucked.
So that's why it made more sense to sacrifice Black Widow than it did Hawkeye.
Yeah, you said Hawkeye was gonna die.
I thought so, okay? Well, he didn't, okay? Black Widow ended up dying.
Okay, which kind of triggers me because her movie's coming out, and I was actually kind of looking forward to watching it because she's like my third favorite Avenger. So.
And then we go to Asgard, where Thor gets the ether with Rocket, and Thor gets a nice one-to-one moments with her
mom. His mom.
With his mom. Basically,
don't sue me in the comments, please.
They're basically talking about the future and how it hasn't been kind.
Mm-hmm. And he gets Mjolnir back. So now he has Stormbreaker and Mjolnir.
Yes, he's double wielding.
Dual wielding.
Whatever. And this is going to come playing a part at the end. So they get the Reality Stone.
Yep.
They all go back.
Yep.
But I forgot to mention the
Rocket
ancient...
basically tases it out of...
Basically, what I forgot to mention was the Ancient One showed up.
Oh, the Ancient One... Yeah, because you said... in the thing, they said the Ancient One would show up, but not how we thought.
Yes.
Marvel played us.
So she showed up and she gave Bruce the Time Stone. She gave
Bruce the Time Stone after he knocked the soul out of...
So basically, they all got their stones. They all went back to present day.
But then Nebula was the other Nebula, the evil Nebula. They pulled it back to the future They pulled it back to the future 3 on us.
Yes. So Nebula was there, but not the Nebula we know.
Yeah.
The bad Nebula was there.
The bad.
They got all the stones. They made their own Infinity Gauntlet.
And then.
But it was for the right hand this time. The Hulk, surprisingly, was the one to snap his fingers.
Well, he was the only one that can control gamma radiation, but not really.
Exactly.
If it was full Hulk, angry Hulk, it probably would have.
Yes.
If it was full angry Hulk, it probably would have. But
So because it was releasing gamma radiation, the Hulk was perfect for it because he is gamma radiation, so he was the most likely candidate to survive.
He's 90% gamma radiation.
Even though Thor wanted to do it.
Thor wanted to do it, even though it would kill him, which was stupid because... Actually, it wouldn't kill him, but it would give him, like, a seizure because lightning...
It would hurt him, yeah.
It would hurt him. It would probably give him a seizure because of the lightning. Because the gamma radiation would collide with the lightning. Yeah. And that's how you normally get seizures.
So, Hulk snapped his fingers. So, Hulk was the one to bring everybody back.
Yeah.
But we don't get everybody back till later.
Yeah, but like no one knows that happened because it kind of took a little bit because when Thanos snapped his fingers, it took a good 10 to 15 minutes, which is basically like in their time that was 10 to 15 minutes, but with us it was like 50 minutes. Yeah.
So when Hulk snapped his fingers, he kind of lost conscience a little bit, but then when he opened his eyes, he saw the sanctuary up the Thanos' ship.
Yeah.
And then that's when all hell breaks loose.
Yeah.
And you know that part where we get in the trailers where we get the 3 walking?
Yeah.
They were fighting Thanos going back and forth. It was a big action sequence.
Yeah,
there was not a lot of action sequences. There were some sequences that were expanded upon.
It was expanded. It was cool. I liked the Back to the Future style. I liked this fight. It's probably one of my favorite fights in the movie. But then...
I think that was one of the only fights in the movie.
Yeah.
Major fights.
There was like 4 or 5 major. No, 3 filler fights and then like the 2 major fights.
Yeah. So basically, all the Avengers fight Thanos.
Not all of them. 3 of them. And then after when they get all assembled,
when Thor was about to die.
And then like.
Then you just see
sling rings open up. It's called sling rings. They're called sling rings.
But before that, what does Captain America do?
Oh yeah. So remember in Avengers where Thor
Age of Ultron, be more specific.
In Age of Ultron, they were having a party because something, I forget, it was a long time since I watched the movie. They have like a party and Thor asks all the Avengers to try to pick up his hammer and Captain America moved it a little bit and that like put a big...
Like Thor got scared from it.
Thor got scared from it.
And then in Endgame, he actually
He picks up Mjolnir and throws it at Thanos.
Exactly. And what does Thor say?
Thor says, I knew it.
I knew it.
I knew it.
It was perfect.
I knew it.
I knew it.
And Thor really let himself go. Like.
Oh, and Captain America was throwing that shield.
Yeah, he was throwing it like he was like throwing it with the shield, and he was like doing cool tactic moves and stuff. It was
he was combining the powers of the shield
he was, like,
and
combining
the hammer, like how he did in Ultron. It was crazy.
Yeah, like he threw the shield, then he threw the Mjolnir, so it come back and like hit Thanos. It was really cool.
And when all hope seemed lost,
and then like sling rings opened up, and all the dead characters came back, and I cried. Wow, like
you couldn't believe it.
No, I couldn't.
It was incredible when everybody got Spider-Man, you got the Guardians, you got Doctor Strange, you got the Asgardians.
You got all the Wakandan
people from Wakanda.
People from Wakanda.
So that final battle was just crazy. It was things flying so back and forth.
And then Ant-Man got all big and he punched a Jatari spaceship. He punched like a Jatari alien thing. It was so good.
And they were trying to get the gauntlet into the quantum realm so they can bring it back into
all the stones back into like their past places, because if they don't, then
they're gonna cause different realities.
They're gonna cause time warps and stuff.
Yep. So
I thought it was the time warp when like I saw the aliens come after Hawkeye. I thought it was like a time. I thought it was gonna be like a time vortex where like they're all in different realities because they didn't get the.
Yeah, and Ant-Man was trying to say time vortex, but he couldn't, so he said time heist.
Oh yeah, he could because he has a speech impediment. Yes. Remember, because in Ant-Man 1, he has a speech.
So basically, all the Avengers form, and Captain America finally says it. Avengers assemble. He finally says it. We've been waiting for that line since the first Avengers movie.
Well, it had.
No one ever said it.
Oh yeah, no one has ever said it.
And Captain America said it, and then the armies just clash at each other.
Yeah.
Pretty epic, and the stakes are high here. They really undid what Thanos did. They're trying to keep it that way. But Thanos, being Thanos, he wants the Infinity Stones.
I don't understand how he's more well trained than he is in 2018. Because in 2018, he was kicking some major A. And now in 2014, he's still kicking major A, but with a sword.
Yep, with the Infinity Sword. That's what the comics call it. So basically...
Infinity Blade.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Different meanings, whatever.
I have.
So basically, Iron Man and Thanos were the final two at it.
Yep.
Doctor Strange pointed at Iron Man, pointing one. There was only one outcome. What does Iron Man do? I'll explain it because you like to blabber a little bit. Thanos and Iron Man were going at each other. But if you pay attention, Iron Man was holding on to the gauntlet.
Yeah, but like Thanos got him off. And then this came into play a little bit.
Yep, so basically Thanos thought he had it. He snapped his fingers, and guess what happened?
Nothing happened. And then this fella right here did something unimaginable. Okay, I'm going to take this off.
Yeah. He snapped his fingers. Right?
You know, they should have clapped instead of snapped, because clapping is the opposite of snapping.
And how did you feel when Iron Man snapped his fingers?
I felt like I was watching some kind of Twilight stuff. Not Twilight. Twilight's garbage. Like, reverse... I don't know.
He loved the movie.
I have no words.
He's so speechless. So basically, Iron Man snapped his fingers, and all of Thanos' army and Thanos himself got wiped out.
Got dusted. You know what I wanted so bad? One of his minions to say, I don't feel so good.
Yeah, but...
Ultimate karma, right there.
Yeah. But Thanos knew he lost, so he went to go sit down.
Yep.
And he was just waiting for himself to dust.
Yeah.
But...
I mean, one of his minions were like...
But the consequences of using the Infinity Stones is
death. Well, death or like paralyzation? No.
Being paralyzed.
Paralyzed or death.
Stark was still alive when he snapped his fingers.
But he was dying slowly.
He was slowly dying. And
the arc reactor was helping a lot, though.
And Spider-Man was like, Tony, please don't leave, blah, blah, blah. And then Pepper Potts came and she's like, we'll be okay. Rest.
But he wasn't.
Well, he ended up dying.
Yeah.
So Stark died.
Black Widow died.
Yeah.
Who else died? No one. No, only those two.
Only those two died.
Which is.
So basically, Stark and
Widow bit the dust. Hey, bit the dust.
Yeah, Stark died and Black Widow died. So then everything was over. All the Avengers were. The new Avengers.
New Avengers.
All the heroes are back. They're going their own separate ways.
And
Thor gives
Thor
King to Valkyrie.
Yeah, Thor gives Queen,
King, whatever, to Valkyrie. And we forgot to mention
that Captain America gets the Infinity Gauntlet, brings it back, but doesn't come back. So goes into the quantum realm, and then doesn't come out. So it looks like we have all hope. And then you realize that he's sitting there, but he's just old. So he was living his old life, like he was living.
Captain America went to go get a life.
Yeah.
So he ended up marrying Peggy Carter, having a family.
Yeah.
And then he came back to the real time. He gave his shield to.
He gave his shield to the Falcon, which
Falcon,
in the comics is actually canon. So applause to Marvel Cinemas for that.
So Falcon is going to be the new Captain America.
It's no longer. It's Captain America now.
He's Captain America
Captain
now.
Falcon.
Yeah. So he's Captain America now. That's why there's going to be a show called Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Oh, right.
So they're building up to that.
Also, for some reason, Hawkeye has his own show. So he's going to get that.
It's rumored.
It's rumored, but I think the MCU would probably go that far, considering how, like, the biggest build-up is done. Everything's done. Now the filler, not the filler, I guess it's kind of like the filler movies because nothing's going to affect.
They're TV shows.
Well, the Spider-Man thing.
Spider-Man is different.
Spider-Man, they said a woman character, but, no, Mysterio's a guy because trailers. But, like, after Spider-Man 2, I don't think there's going to be anything, like, interesting other than Black Widow.
So basically, little things here and there of the movie. Korg and Meek showed up.
Oh, Korg and Meek? Oh!
And they were playing...
I thought you said Korg and Meek.
No, and what game were they playing?
They were playing Fortnite.
The game that this guy's obsessed with.
I'm not obsessed with that. I play other games.
Yeah, no, you play Fortnite for like 6 hours.
I play Fortnite, but I play other games. I mean...
So basically, they were playing Fortnite, the game he played, and Thor was there, and it was pretty funny, that scene.
It was pretty funny because Korg was getting trash talked by some guy online, and then he gives the thing to Thor, and then Thor gets all mad at him, and then he tells him that he's gonna rip off his arm. It was funny.
So basically, I'm happy with this ending.
I am very happy.
I'm very happy. This was truly the end game. This was a payoff to all the fans.
This was a payoff to 10 years that I didn't.
No.
This was a payoff to my 6 years. No.
So this was for the fans basically. There was very little to hate on.
There was.
What did you? I know what you did. What you did like and didn't like. So just say what you didn't like.
I got triggered at the fact that Black Widow died. I got triggered at the fact that Iron Man died, but not really because everyone knew it was coming. So
it was one or the other.
You can't really be triggered at the fact that he was gonna die, because he was gonna die anyway. Hello, in the top picture, Thanos was in the top picture. He got dusted. So
exactly. I have very little hate for this movie.
I have very little hate. I only got triggered at the fact that Black Widow died, and I'm very triggered at the fact that Hulk is now paralyzed. I'm also very triggered.
Hulk is not paralyzed. His right arm is damaged.
His right arm is paralyzed because he can't use it, and it's not like a. Say you got 70-degree burns. It's not gonna heal. If anything, your arm would melt off. That's lava. Okay, I'm just gonna leave and do the rest of Scott.
Okay, hold up there. Take it easy. Stay here. So basically, that's it. That's our spoiler review. So give your score. What do you give?
9.5.
9.5?
9.9.
So, okay, 9.9. If you follow me on Twitter, you know I already gave it a 9.5.
He gave it a 9. I only made an account to follow him on Twitter, but still.
Yeah, that's... Okay. So, you gave it a 9.9. So, basically, you gave it a 10, basically.
Basically.
So, you gave it a 10. I give it a 9.5 just because little things... I don't want to talk about it, but it was just little things here and there that bothered me a little bit. It's your job
to talk about it, Scott.
I know, but I don't want to really talk about it because this movie was awesome.
It was.
So that's it from us. Be good. See you next week. Take care. Brush your hair.